Hi everyone, and welcome to our Food, Fun, and Reading virtual tasting experience. My name is Michaela Lane, and today we are going to be creating mini pizzas together. Okay, so in a few minutes we'll go through all of our ingredients. I have a toaster oven here. If you don't have a toaster oven, a microwave will do just fine, or you can use the oven in your home. Okay, but if you were with us in our last class, we read this book called Jack and the Hungry Giant Eat Right with My Plate. And in this book, Jack and the Hungry Giant created a meal together. And as we went through their meal, we talked about each of the 5 basic food groups of the My Plate diagram. Now these 5 food groups are really important for our bodies. One is fruits, the others are vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy. Now it's really important to have foods from all 5 food groups every single day because each of these food groups has something that's really important to keep our body healthy and strong. Okay, so we're gonna follow the example that Jack and the Giant set for us in this book. And we're also going to create a snack that has all 5 food groups, okay? We're gonna create our mini pizzas. So let's go over our ingredients and review the food groups together. Okay, so first, we're going to talk about the grains food group, okay, because that's going to be the base of our pizza. It's going to be our crust. So I have here 100% whole wheat English muffins. Okay, now you don't have to use English muffins, but we want you to try and find a whole grain crust, whether that is like a pita or a slice of bread or a tortilla. Try and find something that fits in the grains category that is a whole grain that you can use for the crust of your pizza, okay? Next, we are going to talk about, let's go to our cheese. So the cheese belongs in the dairy food group, okay? And so we're actually gonna use 2 different kinds of cheese on this pizza that we're going to make, but you are welcome to use any kind of cheese that you have at your home or that you prefer. So I am going to choose to use some mozzarella and some Parmesan cheese, and we're gonna sprinkle that on our pizza together. But if you like cheddar cheese, or Swiss cheese, or any kind of cheese that you prefer, you are welcome to use what you have or what you like. Okay, so we have grains, we have some dairy, and then we're also going to include some protein in our pizza. So I have here some lunch meat. This is some ham. You could use pepperoni slices, you could use chicken, you could use bacon, any kind of protein or meat that you can find. We're gonna want that for our pizza to fill the protein section of our My Plate, okay? So we have whole grains, we have dairy, we have protein, but we have 2 food groups left. So let's think about it. What 2 food groups do we have left that we need to fill with our pizza? We need to include some fruits and some vegetables. Okay, so I have some things laid out here that are gonna fill both of those food groups. We're also going to try and put as many colors on this pizza as possible. So I tried to find something from every color of the rainbow. So I have a red tomato that we're going to chop up and put on our pizza, an orange bell pepper, we have yellow pineapple, we have green spinach, and then I have a purple onion here that I'm also gonna chop up and include on our pizza. So that covers most of the colors of the rainbow. I couldn't think of anything that would be blue. But if you can think of something blue to include on your pizza, that would be great. I'm sure it would taste delicious. And I also just forgot that we have just some plain tomato sauce, no salt added, that we're going to use just as the sauce for our pizza. So nothing fancy, just some tomato sauce right out of the can. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start putting our pizza together. If you're using an oven, go ahead and start preheating it. We're gonna cook it at 350. So go ahead and set your oven so that can be preheating. By the time we get our pizzas all ready, they will be good to go.
All right, so while we put our pizza together, let's review the food groups. Which food group does our English muffin belong in? The grains food group, very good. Okay, so next we have some tomato sauce. Think of a tomato. Which food group would a tomato belong in? So tomatoes are actually really interesting because they belong in both the fruit and the vegetable food group. So if you guessed either of those, you'd be correct. Next we have our spinach. Which food group does spinach belong in? Vegetables, very good. Okay, our next ingredient is a light layer of mozzarella cheese. Which food group does cheese belong in? Dairy, very good. Our next ingredient is ham slices. So where does ham belong on the My Plate diagram? It's a protein. Great job. Okay, so our next ingredient is our pineapple. Which food group does pineapple belong? Fruits. Awesome job. Okay, so now we have our bell peppers. Which food group do you think a bell pepper fits into? So bell peppers actually fit into both fruits and vegetables, kind of like tomatoes. So what do we think about onions? Where do onions fit on the My Plate diagram? Vegetables. Very good. Okay, now we have tomatoes again. Who remembers where tomatoes go? Both fruits and vegetables. Good memory. Okay, we have another review. Where does cheese belong? The dairy food group. Good job, everyone. Okay, so now that our pizzas are all ready to cook, carefully transfer them onto the plate that you plan on cooking them on. I am going to put my pizzas into my toaster oven at 350 for about 5 to 8 minutes. If you're using a microwave, 20 to 30 seconds should be fine. Or if you're using an oven, just keep an eye on it and take it out when the cheese is all melted.
Okay, now that we have our pizzas all done, you can carefully lift it up and take a taste. That is one delicious, colorful, healthy pizza. I hope you guys got a chance to make this at your home and that you enjoyed our tasting experience today. Thank you for coming to our classes. We hope to see you again next week.